mean, the argument several people have, when we've been talking about that Deebo deal this morning, have texted in and said he probably vetoed it because it was here.
How? He has no veto power.
Veto power.
Yeah.
The NFL players don't have veto power.
Yeah.
And don't you
But
think the
didn't
Patriots
John Lynch say he was doing him a favor, essentially?
No, John Lynch wanted a 4th-round pick, and nobody would give it to him. He would have sold Deebo to anybody willing to offer him a 4th-round pick immediately, without hesitation.
Because the naysayers are trying to read into it and say that nobody, Deebo Samuel or otherwise, wants to come here.
Can we stop giving this organization
that's
excuses?
Yeah, that's not.
I would say I have the Patriots dead last in teams I have confidence in and do the right thing. Like, I don't know if Sweeney's going to be good at his job or if Cam Neely's good, but I have more faith in the Bruins this offseason than I do in the Patriots right now.
You do?
What have the Patriots done? Think about the story we had this morning. That was my lead about how they had minimal money for moving expenses for assistant coaches.
So do you think if you look at just the Deebo deal and that's sitting there for a 5th rounder and the fact that they didn't do it, do you think it's more about not wanting to part with the 5th rounder or more about the $17 million that you got to pay him?
I think it's just, to me, a 5th rounder is nothing, and the $17 million is
also
nothing. So the fact that you're not in on that, knowing that you need help at that position, is a head scratcher to me. Like, you should be in on every wide receiver possible, whether it's through a trade or free agents, because I would say that is the one position where you probably have the least amount of talent, right? And maybe you could probably put the offensive line in there as well, but why wouldn't you be in on it? $17 million is not a lot of money, and a 5th-round draft pick is nothing. Like a 5th round, like Shine Brothers.
It is puzzling.
But here's the thing:
makes no sense. That's why this is why my lead on Friday, or maybe whenever it was. What is Vrabel? Where is his voice when?
So you think this is all Elliott Wolf?
Because Vrabel would have to know that, hey, we need help at this position. Why are we not in the market for wide receivers?
What does the Patriots offseason, what would they be unable to do? In other words, if they traded a 5th for Deebo Samuel, what would that preclude them from doing?
Literally nothing.
Nothing.
So then what the F are we talking about?
Hey Ding in the Twitch chat says acting like Deebo would want to come to New England is crazy.
It's a trade. No choice. It doesn't matter what he wants.
He has no
he has no choice.
Because like, holy smokes, how many times do we have to tell you this?
Why did we become such defeatist losers? Like, he's not going to come here.
And according to reports, everybody on the planet outside of New England also loves Drake May. I think a receiver would want to play with Drake May. I don't know, just a thought.
And the way you'd have to look at it, if you're John Lynch, does it make sense to send a receiver that you know could be good to a team that is a good team that you have to contend with in the conference? It wouldn't make sense for John Lynch to do that, right? So if John Lynch had his druthers, he would say, I want to send Deebo to the AFC. I don't want to keep him in the NFC, because who's to say we don't meet with Washington in the playoffs next year and Deebo makes a play?
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, Deebo wanted to go to a team that had a young up-and-coming quarterback. Oh, wait.
So doesn't this go back to, it is weird when we start to think about who's calling the shots. The one thing that we were all, whether you liked it or you didn't like it, you knew with Bill was calling the shots.
Well, I mean, a texter is suggesting that Elliott Wolf doesn't want to expose himself on the receivers that he chose last year.
And I'm really glad he's still here. I think Elliott Wolf's an asset for this organization.
So maybe that's what it is.
So, but
I could pick better players than Elliott Wolf has done over the last 2 years, and I would stake everything I own on it.
Can we get Nike back in the draft room?
All right, we got to take a break. Shime, where can we find your mock? What number is this?
weei.com, mock 2.0. The first post-combine mock is officially live on the company website. You can also just go to my Twitter.